516 live in the mix, and this is the Swiss Flame podcast. So it just came to my mind today, and I was thinking about this. If I was able to pick 5 players right now, I'm not necessarily saying the best players in the league, but if I was able to pick a starting 5, if I was starting a team and I could pick any current active player in the NBA and put him on my team and create a starting 5, who would it be? So remember, I'm not necessarily saying this is the top 5 players in the league. I'm going to try to mesh a lineup that I feel like will play well together and optimize the skill sets and abilities of each other playing together. So with that said, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, and make sure you share what your team would be. Go ahead and pick a starting 5 right now of current active NBA players and let me know what you think your team would look like and put it in the comment section so I can take a look at it, because I'm very interested to see what you guys think on your end. But on my end, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for athleticism. I'm going to start with my bigs. I'm going to go with athleticism. I'm going to go with people who are versatile, but people who can anchor the defense. So I'm going to select 2 people for my power forward and center, and these are the positions they both play. So I'm going to put down low AD and Giannis, right? Now, these 2 guys are phenomenal athletes. They have definitely high-end defensive ability. They can anchor the defense, so they can flip-flop as far as on the defense end, and they can switch a lot of different onto a lot of different positions. So as far as defense, these guys are going to be phenomenal. Offensively, these guys are going to be phenomenal. All right. AD skill set, he's got a lot more skills offensively. AD, got the mid-range. He's got the post-up game a lot better than Giannis. Giannis can post up. If you get him down low on the box, he can post up from there. Giannis obviously is better going downhill and charging. AD can benefit off of that too. If he's trailing, AD can benefit a lot off of Giannis going downhill the same way he benefits on the Lakers with LeBron. But these 2 together would be phenomenal. The thing I like about Giannis is that Giannis is relentless the whole game. He plays with a chip on his shoulder the whole game. AD at times plays with a chip on his shoulder, especially when he gets upset. But Giannis plays with a high intensity the whole game all the time, and I think that'll rub off on AD a little bit. And so these 2 together will be a phenomenal and be hard fought battle for any opposing team to get into that hole and attack the rim with those 2 guys lurking around. But with that said, if I'm going to go that route, I'm going to definitely need some guys who can play make. And at the point guard position, I got to think about playmaking, because if you got 2 bigs like that, you're going to need somebody who can maximize those 2 abilities. All right, so at point guard, I was tossing and turning a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The authentic, true, genuine, floor general kind of point guard is a dying breed, because a lot of the NBA now is these combo guards who can handle the rock, who can shoot the ball, you know what I'm saying, but they don't necessarily control the tempo of the game. They don't necessarily read the game and understand what to do at the right time. It's not a knock. These guys are relying more on just their ability to score the ball, you know what I mean, to get back in the game. You know what I mean? So that's not a knock, but it's just how the game is being groomed now with these guys who are the point guards. So I'm going for Chris Paul in this position, because Chris Paul, even though he's a veteran, he's an older player. If I'm just throwing him out on a team this year for starting 5, I like Chris Paul as a guy who's going to maximize AD and Giannis' ability. You put Chris Paul in a pick and roll situation with them, it's going to be magic. You've seen how Chris Paul, when he gets with different kind of bigs, how good they look, and then you see how they look without Chris Paul. You understand what I'm saying? So you can see literally Chris Paul's handprint on certain players, how he can elevate them. So he does really well with bigs, because Chris Paul understands how to put people in the position to win. Okay, so and he's playing with the IQ and the mindset of how to beat you. So he's thinking on different levels. He's not just relying on his pure skill ability to beat you. He's trying to outthink you as well. And so with that kind of floor general, I think that's going to maximize. I'm specifically getting Chris Paul. He's a great mid-range shooter. He can hit the 3, you know what I'm saying? But my main thing for Chris Paul is his playmaking ability, and that's going to maximize Giannis and AD. So right now I got Giannis, AD, and Chris Paul. So now I got to go for the wing. So now I definitely need a pure, thoroughbred knockdown shooter. And so on one of the sides, I'm going to pick Steph Curry, right? Because Steph Curry is a pure knockdown shooter. He can come off screens. He can be the guy rolling around. He can kind of play like that Ray Allen, Reggie Miller role, or just how he plays on the Golden State Steph Curry role, because he comes off a lot of different kinds of types of screens to get open. And so with Chris Paul being the main decision maker, I like that better, because I think Chris Paul is a better floor general. And so now I have Steph Curry, which kind of makes me small in the backcourt to a certain degree. And so I'm going to keep that in mind with the next player. But that's kind of like where I'm going to go with that right now. And so as I'm thinking about this, I'm like, okay, cool. I know Chris Paul can hit the three. You know, he's not the best three-point shooter out there, but he's a respectable three-point shooter. Steph Curry's lights out. So the thing is, I want another guy who can be lights out, right? And so, I was kind of wrestling between Kawhi, LeBron, and KD. But for this team, the skill set that I want to maximize, I still want to kind of get some guy lights out shooting. And I think the best guy, even though Kawhi is a mid-range assassin, he shoots the three okay as well. LeBron shoots the three okay as well. But I'm going to go with KD because KD is the best offensive weapon out of the group. Although I think LeBron is the best all-around player, and I think there's elements of Kawhi's game that's very sharp too, that can rival with any of those guys. But I'm going to go with KD because I want another guy that I can trust at a high level, knock down that three-point shot, knock down just open jumpers. And if you got to think about this, you have Steph Curry and KD to worry about because these guys can score at will at any time. What does that do for Giannis and AD? You know what I mean? And then you got Chris Paul to play make, you know what I'm saying? So I got my playmaker in Chris Paul, so I didn't want to be redundant and put LeBron as another playmaker. Kawhi, like I said, he's a beast. He's a great player all around. He's got the defense as well, but I got enough of that. I think I'm going with KD as an offensive weapon. So there's my starting five guys. It's Giannis, AD, KD, Steph, and Chris Paul. That'll be who I think will be my starting five if I was to select from any players right now active. But anyway, hit me up in the comments once again. Let me know what you think. What is your starting five would be? I'm definitely interested to see. Till then, it's your boy KingCal516. Be sure to check out the website www.SwissFlames.com. Hit us up on Twitter @SwissFlames. And definitely check out the Facebook page @SwissFlames Podcast. Until next time, peace.